It seems like everybody's finally on the same side, all because a movie went and blew it sky high, and now it seems like everybody's sharing a glance, all just because this movie ripped its pants when big internet came round just to put us down. The community's turned into a clown, and no girl ever wants to dance with a fool who went and watched Lesbian Space Princess. I know I shouldn't mope around, I shouldn't curse, but this movie seems so much worse. Cause winding up with no one sounds a lot more fun than consuming this movie, I can assure you of thee. Now I learned a lesson I won't soon forget. Becoming a YouTuber is no regret. But when you're in my niche, you'll see some of the stuff that will make you want to pee. I don't know, I just spent like 15 minutes doing that over and over again. I didn't write any of that down. I was trying to freeball it. I feel free, I feel levitated. Lesbian Space Princess, the movie. It's got a lot of people talking, and that means I gotta cover it. I've heard that it tries to be progressive, but ends up going backwards and making fun of the people that it's trying to support. So, you know, it should be a great, fun experience to watch the movie of the decade, the movie of the century, Lesbian Space Princess. Like, subscribe, you know the drill. Let's take a look at the movie. Alright, time to see what all the hubbub is about. I'm about 20 minutes into this movie, and I want to give an unbiased look to see if the hate is truly justified, because I know that there's some people who will just be walking through life like, oh, it's such a beautiful day, and then they'll hear, like, the word lesbian, and they'll just be like, release me! No, kill it! You know, there are those people out there. I'm not one of those people. So, I wanted to see if this movie is just like, gay people, or if it's actually bad. And so far, just 20 minutes in, it's definitely not good, but it has like this campy vibe to it. It feels like a really like low budget, and I mean really low budget, like a $4,000 comedy where they just did the most lowbrow humor they could possibly do. A lot of the comedy is literally gay, like that's just how you would describe it. It's just so many different gay jokes revolving around lesbians, and that's pretty much all they have going. There were a couple of times that I laughed, mainly at the villains. We'll get to them later, but so far it's a movie that exists. It opens with Kiki and Soraya, specifically Soraya talking about how much she loves Kiki through the form of a picture book, and it kind of seems a little bit obsessive. You have Soraya being all like, oh, you know that opposites attract. You know I don't like going outside or doing anything, and you like going and doing everything, but ooh, we should be together forever. And then it ends with a naked picture of them together in the shower, and Kiki immediately saying that, she doesn't want to be with her. And we got a couple bits of information. It's called world building, people. Well, the planet that they live on. It's called Clitopolis. Get it? Because it's a lesbian planet? Clitopolis. Man, that's a knee slapper right there. Soraya wants to take her to the lesbian ball, and they really like to make everything have lesbian in front of it. It's not necessarily a problem. It's honestly kind of enduring how much they try to make everything revolve around the idea and ideology of lesbian. It's very interesting. So Kiki, you can immediately tell that she never really liked Soraya at all. Like, the characters here aren't making me gravitate towards them and be all like, oh yes, my main characters, I want to root for them, because Soraya seems like a stalking freak, and Kiki's all like, well, you know, you'll be alright. You don't need me. You got that hand. And then we cut to them laying in bed, petting that cat. Soraya's petting that cat to the best of her abilities, going to town on that cat, and Soraya immediately stops crying when being sad about the breakup and has to go, I guess I do got a good sleight of hand.
Was you're good at that. That's my sleight of hand.
Oh, man, giving me the good old belly laughs there, followed up by, one of the best jokes I've ever heard, Kiki saying, yeah, you got some good hands, but I don't want to just Gayflix and chill.
I don't want to Gayflix and chill every night.
I don't want to Gayflix and chill every night.
Gayflix and chill, get it? Cause they're lesbians. Oh my god. Oh god, I couldn't believe that one. That's kind of where I get like the campy vibe from it. Like, you really think anything with a high budget or a bunch of really good writers is gonna come up with the lines Gayflix and chill? I just, you know, I hope it's not anything AI, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was. If it's all humans, it's still better than AI, but just, wow, I couldn't believe the line, Gayflix and chill is here. Wow, bro, Gayflix and chill. Okay, so then we just get some more stuff with Soraya and Kiki, a bunch of nonsense, like Soraya doesn't want to take off her sweater and whatnot. And then Kiki, as she's leaving, she says goodbye to one of the silliest and wackiest characters that I've ever seen. It's the Mickey Mouse of this movie. You just hear, oh boy, are you leaving already, Kiki? Oh boy. And it's just can I even say it? I don't know. I'm trying to avoid the banning demons. It's just a walking, talking cat, woman's cat. I can't say the words because they're watching me. It's a okay, that's what it is. It's just a little character, and they didn't even actually give it a funny voice. It doesn't actually go like, oh boy, I'm a oh boy, oh boy. You know, like, that's not what we got, but it's there nonetheless. So that's a kooky little character if I've ever seen one. The royal badge. God, how incredible. So then we get some more context in this world. Soraya is the princess. She's the lesbian space princess of Clitopolis, and she's supposed to be able to summon her lobsy, I don't know, a special power that only the princess has, and she can't do it because she's just a failure in a sense. And then we get some like lesbian music. I hate to describe it like that. How else are you gonna say it? It's just as she's trying to summon it, all you hear in the background is la la lesbian, la la lesbian, la la lesbian. 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 Yeah, it's quite the experience. I just can't believe it. It's wild. And then we get to see more of what Kiki's up to. She immediately moves on fast. She's bagging another babe. She's got a babe on the left, a babe on the right, and they're all naked. So yeah, she's doing that. And then that's when the villains show up, and they're pretty fun. They immediately tear all the babes in half, and they kidnap Kiki. And they are the straight white malians, and I actually find them to be completely and utterly hilarious. They are the best part of this movie so far. They're just doing things like, oh yeah, Kiki love, it's not really fair that you got rid of all of us straight white malians. I don't really understand why you go and do that, bruv. You know, we're trying to get our own women, we're trying to get our own babes, we even ordered a chick magnet. And then one of the straight white malians is like, well, I got eggs, I got so many eggs, bruv. I got so many. And one of them was like, why do you have so many eggs? He's like, what are you gonna feed the chicks when they get here from the magnet? You know those eggs are What are you gonna feed the chicks when we get them? And I thought that was funny. I'm liking these guys. I think they're hilarious. I think that the villains are kind of being wasted on this movie because of how funny they are. It is taking like incel comedy to the max. I'm really surprised they didn't make one of the like straight white aliens be all like, oh princess please, just help us get our chick magnet working, princess. We need to keep rolling in those kittens, princess, please, princess. Like, I really wish one of them talked like that, but either way, they all work. They're all pretty funny. One of them is like talking about how they don't want to get angry, and he starts sounding like Richard Nixon. He's all like, you don't want to see us get bloody angry. Oh, you don't want to see us get bloody murdered. It's not. Oh, sounds like someone's breaking in. Yeah, I liked that a lot. That was fun. That was cool. That was hip. So those scenes are cool, and then they do a FaceTime with Soraya, and they're telling her that Kiki is kidnapped, and we actually get a pretty visually awesome scene about Soraya's fears, and up to this point, Soraya has been a nothing burger of a character. Oh, I'm a shut-in. Oh, I'm sad that my girlfriend, who I'm basically don't do anything with because I never leave the house, doesn't want to be with me. Oh, I'm so sad. Like they've done nothing with her character, and then she just sits there being sad about Kiki, and they don't really go into the relationship at all to make it seem even remotely believable, so I don't care. But here, they have like this demon of black sludge appear, and is like talking to Soraya about her fears and anxieties and how she'll never be good enough, and it's actually a pretty terrifying scene. I thought it was pretty cool. I actually like that a lot, and so Soraya has to overcome these fears and try to save Kiki. So she goes on her computer and starts typing things, and we get more thrilling comedy, such as people talking about Soraya online, and it's all like, I heard that she's straight.
I even like to party.
Do so.
I heard she's straight. Ew.
No! Yeah, it's just stuff like that. Again, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. So far, at least. It's just very, again, campy. It feels very low budget. It feels like they just like put ask ChatGPT like, hey ChatGPT, can you come up with a bunch of homosexual lesbian jokes for me? And that's what it spewed out. That's just what I'm getting here. So then Soraya gets in this spaceship. And in this spaceship, there's a computer that talks, and it asks Soraya's ethnicity, and Soraya says her ethnic background is she's like half Indian, so the thing responds with, Namaste.
Well, my cultural heritage is half Katopian and half Indian.
Namaste.
Oh man, God, they're tickling my funny bone. I can't get over how gosh dang hilarious this is. So they fly up to the barrier to gay space, and I know I'm kind of going over everything, but there's just so much to talk about. Like, how could I leave any of this out? They go up to gay space, and there's a barrier, and the barrier is alive, and it's immediately all like, oh, getting into gay space is gonna be a bit difficult for you. Hey daddy, I know that space is a vacuum, but nothing sucks like me.
They say space is a vacuum, but nothing sucks like me.
I don't know. I don't know. It's not. It's just, again, so campy. And then it says, or as they say in Germany, and it actually makes those noises.
Or as they say in German.
Why? I couldn't tell ya. Now, I'm not trying to pinpoint any group of people here or be hateful towards anybody, but if you're genuinely, in the comment section down below, if you are a homosexual, a lesbian, whatever you might be, whatever you might be wanting to showcase, do you find this funny? Is it like made for you? Like, are you laughing at this? Like I'm genuinely wondering, because me, as a straight white male, I would fit in with the straight white malians minus the incel parts. Do you think this is funny? I'm just wondering. Like, it has like that lowbrow humor to it where it's so bad that it's kind of funny, but like genuinely funny. Do you find it genuinely funny? That's the 20 minutes. That's where I'm at. I'm gonna continue watching now. I'm unbelievably thrilled. All right, so I'm another 40 minutes into the movie, and usually I do this in 20-minute segments when I cover movies to try to give every single bit of the movie some time to shine. But in that span of 40 minutes, there wasn't really a whole lot that happened for the first 30 minutes of it. It was just kind of not that important. Obviously, it was building the character, but it wasn't doing a whole lot. So I decided to just keep going, and I have 20 minutes left, but we're another 40 minutes down. And it opens this next segment with the straight white aliens again. And man, it just sucks that the rest of the movie has such a campy, awful comedy to it, because the straight white aliens, they're so funny. They write such good jokes for them. We open the scene with the straight white aliens literally having a conference to themselves about how to pull chicks. And I shit you not, these guys are just sitting there like, all right, make sure that when you're talking to a woman, she knows how much Reddit karma you have.
Let them know how much Reddit karma you have as well.
I have a lot of opinions on Marvel movies. Would they be interested in them?
They'll love that.
The more karma, the more she's likely to come over here. I thought that was hilarious. And then, God, it's just so dumb. With the guy, the straight white alien is the only one like in the audience, and he's all like, should I tell them that I watch Marvel movies? Should I tell them, yes, that's bloody brilliant, that's all they would want to hear about, let them know. I just think they're really funny. It's just incel comedy, but it works because you're making fun of like straight white male incels in the best way possible, just having them be themselves. I think that is hilarious and I love that. But then we come back to Soraya, and for like the next 30 minutes, it's just kind of whatever. She goes to this planet with the ship because the ship runs out of gas or gets destroyed a little bit, and she needs a moon crystal. She falls in a hole and meets this other character named Willow, who is a bisexual. She's on the market, and I actually like her introduction in the movie, mainly because, I mean, she's just a positive, good vibe character. I enjoy her. I think she's fun compared to every other character in this movie thus far, but the Soraya obsession with Kiki never really made any sense, and I'm glad that they actually like drew some correlations to why it doesn't make sense instead of acting like Kiki and Soraya actually had a good relationship. Even Soraya herself eventually says, well, I like her because she's hot. And Willow's sitting there like, is that it? She's like, well, yeah. And I like that they point that out, and Willow is the new romantic choice for the movie, it seems. Soraya immediately kind of gets smitten with her, and that's okay, I guess. They escape this like sludge together. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that because honestly it doesn't matter. Huge drag on the movie. We cut back to the straight white aliens, and they are torturing Kiki. They're holding up a Yu-Gi-Oh card, and they're all like, when you have this as your permanent card, you can't use anything else until it's your turn. When it's your turn
begins, then you can untap your tapped cards so they can be used again. Do you understand?
And Kiki's just crying violently, and I thought that was pretty funny. And they just stare at her. They're like, why can't women like the things that we like? I like the stray white aliens. They're really funny. They just do the comedy with those characters so good. So Willow starts singing a song. Soraya is falling more into her, and Soraya does the first thing that actually gives her a little bit of character. She starts doing magic. Willow thinks that's really cool, just developing their relationship in a, I guess, a deep and meaningful way. And they have this makeover scene where Soraya gets a new outfit, not before Willow takes a peek-see at her naked body. Yippee, I guess. So they then go to the VIP club where Blade is, and Blade is going to be able to help her get her weapon out of her body. That is the main reason for being there, and we actually get some really good scenes here that I feel like were deeply missing in the beginning of the movie because there was nothing to make me actually like Soraya. There was nothing to make me feel involved with her character, but she meets Blade after some anxiety and whatnot and some really bad comedy scenes, and she has this meditation where she has to overcome all of her fears and that black sludge monster, all of these hands grabbing her. The animation on this scene is actually really cool. I enjoy it. I was all for it. Soraya has to overcome the neglect of her parents' judgment, the way Kiki views her, all inside of her head, and it's really cool. And she eventually does get the weapon, pulls it out of herself, and she now has the weapon. And yeah, that was 40 minutes. The first 20 minutes took me 13 minutes to describe everything that was going on, at least everything that was important. This was 40 minutes of the movie, and I talked about it in 4 minutes. I'm not even like trying to summarize it. That's just how much nothing happened. There was just nothing at all. So yeah, I'm gonna go finish the movie now. Hey all you people, won't you listen to me? I finally finished the movie. It's filled with lesbians for you and for me. Yeah, the ending is pretty underwhelming. It's honestly really bland. It didn't go any direction that I thought it would, and I ended up feeling very unsatisfied. I guess I'm happy for Syra at the end, but overall it's like, I feel like you could have wrote a better story, but, you know, who am I to complain, I guess. So we immediately cut back to Syra fighting with Blade. Willow shows up and they chop her, bingo bongo, she's dead, gone, and then they go in the spaceship, that being Willow and Syra, and Willow's all like, I have a crush on you, Syra, and just instantly, passionately making out, passionately having that might get dolphin noised, you know, so I don't get banned. It's when two women go together like this. You know, getting down and dirty with it. That's what they're doing. That was fast. That was quick. And then we come back to my favorite villains, and they're once again LARPing on how to pick up chicks. One of them is pretending to be a man at a bar, and the other one is pretending to be a woman, and he walks up and he's all like, I like your dress. It's making me horny.
Wore a nice shirt to this bar.
It's making me horny.
All right, man. And then the woman one is all like, oh, yeah, you bought me a drink. That means you're entitled to... Yep, just LARPing his classic Discord Reddit mods, just getting it down and dirty. That's the type of vibe that they always want to go with. And then Kiki starts to make fun of them a little bit. And they're like talking on the phone, and he's all like, well, you don't know anything, you're a lesbian. Look at your phone, your tiny phone, this tiny lesbian phone. You lesbian phone.
It's a tiny lesbian phone.
I love those characters so much. If it was honestly just a movie making fun of Redditor chuds, that would be absolutely hilarious because they do it so well. It's a darn shame that the rest of the movie exists, but Kiki keeps making fun of them and one of them snaps and is all like, that's it, kill the lesbian! And one of them is all like, okay. And you see a thespian appear and is all like, to be or not to be. And then he gets dropped into the acid and brutally dies. That was actually so funny. I said the lesbian, not the thespian.
Bro, I said kill the lesbian, not the thespian. What the heck, bro?
What? Why did they even have a thespian locked up? Who knows? But that was really funny. That was really good. So they decide to call Syra. And this kind of pissed me off a little bit because Kiki is just the most insufferable character ever, and it makes Syra also a really annoying character. Yes, she's going on a journey to learn to love herself, but she's just so dumb. She just got done slapping her cat with Willow, and then Kiki calls and she's immediately like, get away, Willow, I don't like you, I don't like you. And she friend zones Willow, and then Willow is just out of the movie. Willow's done. And then Willow was like one of the only characters that I was actually enjoying, and she's just gone. And that's a shame. But luckily, they come up against a baloney pony robot. You know a baloney pony? You got those things that you can fondle down here. You come up, and it's elongated. Things leave out of the top of it. You know what a baloney pony is. It's robotic, it's giant, and it's splooging everywhere. Yep, that's the big obstacle that they have to overcome to get to the male creatures, the male Redditor chuds, the villains. That's what they have to overcome. It is just a giant... Yep, so they fight that a little bit by going inside of it and killing a little mini baloney pony that is piloting the robotic baloney pony. Yes! Yes! God, this is what I want. A giant battle against a... Woo! Yay! Gosh, everybody, let's make a movie about lesbians, and of course we gotta make a fight. Oh yeah! God, I'm just having such a great time. So she eventually gets to the males, and the villains immediately take the weapon, and they're all like, yes, dude, we can finally get chicks. They release Kiki, and Kiki is all like, I don't actually like you, Syra. I don't owe you anything. Thanks for saving me, but I don't owe you anything. Thanks for saving me. And then she leaves immediately. So Syra is unbelievably sad once again, and she starts crying into that abyss with the dark monster appearing. And she learns that, yeah, I need to love myself. Yes, love yourself. Yes, the power of loving yourself. And she cuts off one of the male's hands, the straight white malians, and this makes it's actually kind of funny because Syra tells them that they also need to learn to love themselves, and they don't listen to her. But then one of them is all like, wait, guys, we need to learn to love ourselves. And they're all like, yes, yes. And then they get really gay, like extra gay. They learn that they could be together, and so they start passionately making out.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, that's a pretty happy ending for them. They clearly were never gonna get. Yeah, I'm leaving it in. I don't care. No script, one take. It's what I do. They just start passionately making out, and they learn that, you know, because they're best buddies, they're the perfect for each other. And I don't think they would have gotten a woman with all their Reddit karma. Even if they had so much Reddit karma, I don't think any girls would have wanted them, at least not that badly. I really don't. So Syra leaves on her brand new journey of loving herself and being happy with herself, and that's the end of the movie. I guess it's just a journey of learning to love yourself. Yeah, it's definitely a movie that exists. I don't know, people are treating it like it's like, I don't know, Hail Hitler. That's what they're treating it like. It's really not that awful. A lot of the jokes really suck. Like, genuinely. A lot of the concepts don't really feel good. It feels like it's trying to be progressive, but at the same time, it's also really making fun of gay people, like, to a great extent. But it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. I just watched a super progressive movie, and that was way worse than this. It doesn't do a whole lot good. Pretty much every single character except the villains suck. The Malians are actually wonderful. They're hilarious. They tackle incel comedy so good. They pair really well with the other characters, and they are a highlight of this movie. If you want a movie that is so bad that you can enjoy it, this is definitely one of them, at least for me. If I was to rate it 1 to 10, I would probably give it a solid, I don't know, a solid 3. No, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10. It's definitely not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it wasn't all that great. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe. I got lots of great content on the way about all these different shows that I hate or love or whatever it might be. Yeah, lots of good stuff. I appreciate every single one of you. We're on that road to 100,000 subscribers. It's crazy that I even have 72,000, and I just appreciate you guys. So yeah, take care of yourself. Goodbye.